Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello guys, very good evening. Babel here, and immediately we're going to the game, and it seems like we have a very interesting game here today. It's actually from HoNTour Thailand, 2014. As you guys probably already know, HoNTour is now split into various region, and by region I mean by country as well, and that is something that, well, basically it's something new, and it's not like they've never done this before, but when I say new, it really just segregates the country to the very own route there, and you just compete with your own fellow countries, man, which is very important to try and establish a good lead in your own various country. Of course, this is just a little bit of a sneak peek. This is the first time we bring a bit of a cast into HoNTour Thailand. Tomorrow night it will still be the usual Malaysia Singapore HON Championships, and it's like the good old MSHC. Now it's called MSHL, which is Malaysia Singapore HON League. A little bit of a different touch there, but this is the first season. Whereas for HoNTour Thailand, it's already second cycle for them. And today we're going to a game here to spectate between SQ2 as well as TurS Masters. For all of you who are interested to know the bands, they are Kraken, Chitulfon, Drunken Master, and Rhapsody. And we have a very simple PM, Puppet Master Pickup, Kronos, SOS, Dr. Repulsor, and Team Legion side Hellbound with the Torture Magma standard stuff there from TurS Masters. It's been a really long time since I've casted their games. I would say about approximate 3 months, and a lot can change in 3 months. Still want to see what's the meta like in Thailand. I'm very happy to see that there is still the good old Kronos pickup. Dr. Repulsor still as popular as it was back in the good old HoNTour days there. And we got Torturer, Magmas, Bushwhack on Iron Nun, who is somehow still on the same team here, is fantastic. There's also double stun mechanic coming from the Hellbound team. There's Torture, Magma is pretty good stuff there. And Hellbound team, you have the Puppet Master, which is a huge ass amount of harassment. Dr. Repulsor, very hard to catch. Kronos, substantial offlane player there with very good ultimate, the Chronosphil. It's a perfect counter to Tempest, so much so that Tempest isn't even picked up these days. Also, the Kronos effectively can really just turn around team fights a lot. They just need good AoE synergy, they just need good damage. And Dr. Repulsor, although I don't really see how that can really, synchronize nicely with the Kronos there, I do give it a huge prop in the fact that, it's still effectively a very good, you can say, carry, but love to see a lot more synergy there with the Chronosphil. So that's the thing that's currently lacking, and we can see an immediate Tempest ban here from Team Legion. Although they have already picked up the counter, I feel that the ban isn't really needed, but they know that it is going to be tremendous amount of, you can say, lockdown from both the Tempest, the Torture, the Magmas, a huge amount of AoE, good Bushwhack DDs behind. It's really crazy. So we have Keeper of the Forest Ophelia, so it's still the standard forest bans going to the second banning phase there, and I would say that you just don't really want to be in this kind of position because you haven't picked up, both teams haven't really picked up the jungle yet, so they're really addressing that area. And in case you're wondering, yes, I'm doing a bit of a solo cast today. Pretty fun to be solo casting. I mean, I really am not a huge advocate of solo casting, but sometimes you can just really pace yourself, and this is one of the good old days that's somehow been lacking a little bit. Solo casting may be a little bit dry sometimes, in terms of hype and all. It just really takes a lot of, you can say, a little bit of self-centeredness to try and create solo casting. But that's a Witch Slayer getting banned as well. Could be a bit of a targeted, precise ban. Main reason why I say that is because Witch Slayer is a really very active hero. You can tell that it's really good. It snowballs very well. It could probably be one of the best stunners as well. Huge miniaturization skill, great graveyard stun. It's like both fantastic team support synergy there. Also, a quick snowballing Witch Slayer at level 6 effectively would also mean that it can effectively pick up a lot of good snowball mechanic that can effectively erase the Master's lead in any form for this game, or rather even any form of hope for the late game there. So we do see Bubbles and Legionnaire being banned away as well. I know you guys cannot see the bans. Don't really like the fact that you can't see the bans there, but I'm just gonna have to recite them for you. We also have a Parasite Snap Pick here by Team Legion. The Parasite Snap Pick is one of the, if not granted picks, one of the most obvious picks here going to this particular game, because it's one of the many junglers that are still left, and I'm really excited to see that both teams are sticking to the very old school meta of having the jungle addressed there. Glacier is going to be a bit of a support here, so Albon coming with Fire and Ice. Looking very good there. They don't have the jungle, so that's the only issue. Mastervam's gonna get picked here, and Prisoner 945. So TurS Masters effectively not gonna pick for a jungle route. Will go for a very heavy intensive mid lane. Prisoner 945. Magnus might be there as well. But Bushra gonna be at the top lane. Torturer. I don't know. I'm a little bit torn between Prisoner 945 in the off lane as well as Torturer Magnus in the mid lane. I would love to see Prisoner in mid lane. It could also be a solo mid, so there's a lot of new strategy here that could actually, you know, provide good rotation. But Iron Nun and Bushrak is definitely going to be the main play here. So it's TurS Masters there up against SQ2, and Babael here doing a bit of solo cast on Green Horn C. You guys enjoy this coverage here. I actually, this is the first time for this cycle that I'm actually casting for HoNTour Thailand, so there might be a bit of getting used to that needs to be done in terms of overlays. You might see some weird trees now, you know, not those weird trees. I mean, you might see momentary periods of blackness where I'm trying to create a scene there. So yeah, this is a little bit more applicable for the second game. So no worries whatsoever. We have a perfect good pause in the start of this game here, just so I can do the introduction. Perfect. On Team Legion is Team SQ2, also known as the short acronym SQZX. In case you're wondering what does that stand for, I have no idea. It should be in Thai, like what my experience tells me. Most of these Thai teams, you know, just like to create a clan names in Thai. Perfectly makes a lot of sense there. And for the first player in blue, it's the Puppet Master being played by Novgod. And in teal, we got Mute onto the MOA. Flick there, or F1LCK, just gonna call him Flick. Flick gonna be playing as the Dr. Repulsive carry. We also got Shen Longs onto the Parasite, last but not least, Shota Plus. Sounds like a rapper's name, but that's gonna be the Chronos there on Team Legion, and that's gonna finalize Team SQ2's lineup. On Team Hellborn, we have TurS Masters, good old TurS Masters, somehow still the same lineup here. Hooky Hook gonna be playing as the Torturer. We also could look like Leaf, not looking like a Leaf as usual, playing under Glacier support. Guz there, or Guz gonna be playing as the Prisoner 945, new avatar looking fantastic. X-Sign Z onto the Magnus there, and that would be the offlane. I would expect him to be buying the Helm of the Black Legion. A lot of questionable picks up on this Thai team, but it just lets them live a little bit longer. Sometimes very effective. Many of the international HoN players have questioned the viability of this route, and they have severely disagreed with that. And, you know, just thinking about how that can actually, you know, just really propel the team into greatness there. That's it. The last player that's going to be Iron Nun, the Bushwhack there. Looking very good. In fact, Iron Nun, I haven't really had the opportunity to talk to this players for a very long time, so it seems like it's just my honor to be able to come back into this cast here, and I'm really happy to be able to bring you this coverage. That's a HoNTour Thailand, the first game for today. It's still gonna be a BO2, like the usual, you know, HoNTour stuff. BO2 in the event of a tie, it's probably gonna be like 1 point each, that kind of stuff. Winners get 3 points, losers don't get a single point. If you're interested to follow more of this scene, you can easily go into the website there for HoNTour Thailand. And that's it. We have a little bit of a good analysis here into the late game mechanic. I would love to see the good synergy coming from Team Legion side. Great amount of Chronos play can actually turn around a lot of team fight. They've got good double carries, dual core strat there. Effectively the PM, Puppet Master, as well as the Dr. Repulsor. Good stuff there. Good jungler as well that could easily put for some form of a catch. But the main catcher for Team Legion is the severe lack of early game roaming potential. When I say that, I mean in terms of point pick-off skill, something like a Witch Slayer kind of a mechanic is kind of missing for Team Legion side. And for Team Hellborn, great team fight synergy, huge ass amount of harassments in the early game. I would expect them to be able to pull off good stun. It is all going to be up to Prison 945 to really capitalize on this huge amount of stun that the team can provide. Iron Nun would be in complete farming isolation. Would expect him to join team fights at level 6 or above. And That said, it would be a 4+1 strat on Team Hellbound side, which is going to provide a lot more pressure. So early game, I'm going to expect a lot of Legion jungle roams coming from the Hellbound team. Don't really see them in a defensive position. Legion team should be the one that would be placed in the back foot here. Hellbound team should have the slight lead in the early first 15 minutes if they can capitalize on the laning effect. But of course, all of this strategy, you know, it's going to be up to the laning stages. It's going to be up to them to try and milk on the main factor if they can even, you know, win the laning stage. If they cannot win the laning stage, whatever they're trying to propose here is effectively going to be a bit of a it's going to be irrelevant. So look like Leaf having a bit of an issue here, and I'm going to show you guys this perfect, wonderful cover page that they have created for me. SQ2 with a little bit of a squirrel looking thing, nice Han emblem there, really like that logo a lot, and TurS Masters looking like the new TMNT movie poster. As usual, they are TurS, same clan name there. They actually took the need to change their own clan in game from TURM to TurS. Meanwhile, I'm gonna use this opportunity here to effectively, I don't know, man. I cannot change the screens without you guys watching, so you should be okay with that, right? No idea. Let's just say yeah. Okay, gonna go back into this game here, and I will do that little production thing that I have to do when I'm kind of done with this recording. So that said, we have huge amount of stun mechanic on both sides, effectively more so on the Hellbound team. You know, if they can really just chain up a lot of magical bursts coming from the Torturer and the Magmas, that's gonna really cook up a lot of issue on the Legion team. Meanwhile, for laning phase, this is what I will propose. I will want Kronos on the off lane, yep, there we go. As well as for Legion side, of course, Dr. Apostle gonna have to take the mid lane, PM's gonna have to take the bottom lane. And MOA will be playing support, rotating both mid and bottom. Effectively, Parasite going to be in the jungle. Hellbound team is the real clutch here. They can effectively go for 2 or 3 different strategies, and that includes having Hook playing in the mid lane with Magmas. That is kind of effective to some extent. Prisoner can actually go off lane like good old Emperor. Emperor, of course, from the international scene, did play in Thailand for a short stint here, and he used to play Prisoner 945 in the mid as well as in the off lane. Both of which I actually kind of like him a little bit more in the mid lane. So huge shout out to Emperor, miss you a lot, man, buddy. That said, Bushwhack gonna be playing in the top lane, and definitely would see Glacius playing support top lane. So the main issue is how they're gonna lane the Prisoner, how are they gonna lane the Torturer, as well as the interesting Magmas there. If they do decide to put Torturer support, would be viable, but I would love to see Torturer in a bit of a carry. In fact, Stay Green used in a good old Stay Green, I mean about 2 years back, they used to run slicks on the Torturer's carry, which actually kind of really work out well with Grimoire Power. But that is really good old meta, and the C meta, you don't really see Torturer being played as a carry, so that's a bit worrisome. That's it, might actually have a little bit of a first trade pain here, a pain trade. Nope, not gonna happen. Iron not gonna be here, knocking away the potential ward coming from Kronos. Kronos actually taking a little bit of a huge leap of faith, not buying any items at all. This seems like it's a Kronos that's effectively going to be just hiding in the lane, trying to soak up as much experience as possible. With the time leap, can effectively go into the jungle spots to stay in the trees there and effectively just soak up as much experience as possible. That's it. The flip side, Magma is going to be in the off lane here, so nothing surprising. Glacier is going to be in the mid lane, so it seems like they're going to go with dual angelic avatars on the Hellbound team. But that's perfectly fine because you got Glaciers in the mid lane supporting the Prisoner, as well as Torturer in the top lane supporting the Bushwhack. So it's a little bit of a nice priority farming coming into play here. The only trade here is that Torturer will not have the insane amount of a lead that I would like it to have. Effectively from the middle lane. Magma is going to be here trying to provide a little bit of a pull away from the lane, and that is going to slightly disrupt the farming mechanic from Team SQ2. How is SQ2 going to react to that? As in mid lane, it's going to be the Doctor up against a support Glacius. I will not foresee any trouble for the Prison in terms of farm here. Meanwhile, Torture providing a lot of early harass. I'll miss stun there. Kronos effectively is going to not have a field day. Bushite comes in. This is gonna be bad for Shoulder Plus. Shoulder Plus will pull back here. And a good time pull here from X9Z. In fact, it is a huge testament to his increased mechanic. And on the Legion side, we have Master of Arms here in the bottom lane. Glacius is providing a lot of harassment in the mid lane. Don't really like this Glacius avatar. For one reason is that you know, Glacius should be a little bit more pristine. That's a Kronos top lane having a bit of a trouble here. There goes the auto attacks, and Kronos out of frustration gonna try and do a little bit of a turnaround there, looking for the stun. Doesn't get it yet because it's only level 1. No mana on Torture to provide a little bit of extra stun mechanic. Gonna harass Kronos, but Kronos should be fine. That's in mid lane. We got a little bit of harassment here on Dr. Repulsa, and there goes the last hit. Effectively, that's gonna be a good old ball and chain. As you can see, the skills on cooldown there. And TurS off to a bit of a good lead so far in the early game. Magma's going to try and pull back here in the bottom lane. Level 2 already having a bit of a good lead here because of the pull camp. Not really a pull camp, sorry, but rather pulling the lane creeps away from the bottom part of this map. Really effective for Team Hellborn. Meanwhile, back to the mid lane. Nice hook again on Dr. Repulsa. Before level 6 is completely useless in terms of escape mechanics. And effectively, Flick there is going to go down. So TurS just milking it on the mid lane advantage that they have so far. And Kronos top lane here, still level 1. Bushwhack already level 3 here. Torture with a good amount of stun mechanic just hits it nicely. There's still time bleep on Kronos. Don't see much of trouble there. And here comes the rotation from the Parasite. Goes into a Catman champion. Not really useful. Would have loved it a lot more if it was the good old Skeleton King. Magma's with the Illusion gonna try and poof off another timing pull here. Meanwhile, back to mid lane, Prison the 945, the Gus there. Effectively good stuff. Flicker is gonna be in a bit of a trouble, and that warrants a bit of a support from the MOA. Meanwhile, down lane here, PM. Not real, you know, it's not really much of a big deal there because he is, yes, increasingly harassed by Magmas, but that is still generally fine because he is kind of a little bit over level as compared to Magmas. Magmas effectively is just trying to farm out as much as possible, pulling off lane pulls. Quite timely, I'd say. At least pretty much meets his own lane. Not much of a trouble. The Parasite rotates to the top lane, as in Hellborn jungle, which without much of an effect. He does steal the stack camps, and that is some form of a setback for Bushwhack. And that would effectively minimize the GPM. Speaking about GPM, let's look into the charts here. 504 up on Prison the 945. And Parasite now gonna go into the Minotaur here. Glacier spots that out. Gonna freeze. Oh, this is gonna be one hell of a long freeze here. Shenlong's a little bit of trouble there. Effectively is not gonna be able to run away. Will be able to milk on the money there. Here comes Torture trying to milk down the lockdown on a Parasite. Should have enough mana for a stun. Lands it nicely in place. Glaciers lands another Ice Imprisonment. Now gonna try and make on a kill. Shenlong's a little bit of trouble. Now gonna pull back. He's behind enemy lines. Spots in the little bit of extra camp. He's able to run into the infest there. That's the question. 3 seconds on cooldown. Not able to do that. Oh my god. That was a huge sabotage by the NC. The last minute slow just helped Team Hellborn pick up the kill there. So lucky for them. Effectively. I did not see if it was premeditated, but I would say for sure that even if it was, it's a huge accomplishment for Team TurS. If it isn't, then it's still not that much of a big deal there, but still pretty much okay. So 0-3 here, 2k goal lead for Team Hellborn. And Legion team effectively a little bit behind in terms of GPM and all. Magmas goes in for a stun. PM gonna try and run away now. And it's in a bit of a below 50% health position. Legion team in on the mid lane effectively not really accomplishing much here, but still, at least they managed to get Prison 945 within check range there. Level 4, level 5 right now, slightly over level, but that's fine. A little bit of a mid lane rotation. Glacier's gonna try and pull out the Haze Rune. Goes down south here, wants to kill the PM. Puppet Master below 50% health. Must sense something is wrong here. Here comes Glacier's Ice Imprisonment. Magna's gonna go in for the stun, and that's gonna be a pretty easy kill here. And there we go. Novgorod, complete lack of ward in the bottom river area. It's a bit of a misfortune there. Would say that this is not the D ward, so they definitely lack ward in the area. And nice hook in again. Gus really on point with the hook here. Gonna pick up the Prison Knife over. Here comes the Wall Hunter from behind. Effective, he can look for a kill, but MOA a little bit of trouble. Here comes the Parasite. Parasite will not be able to save a day. Meanwhile, Glacier is gonna pull up Ice Imprisonment. They might want to try and make on a kill here. They have enough for the ultimate. Nope, they don't. They're gonna try and pull back here. They have enough mana for that, but will not have enough health. That's it. Kronos gonna try and time leap out of the top lane. Bushak level 6 completely commanding position. Hellbound team in a very good lead, 4k goal lead for them. And Legion team on the flip side not able to do much of anything, really behind, almost amounting to 5k goal lead in under 5 minutes, 1k leading in the opposite direction. That's not the kind of spot you want to be in, but don't really blame DR in the mid lane. Dr. Repulsa by himself there. You know, this hook from Gus is just really on point. And there we go. Oh, first time I'm actually spectating the hook and he actually misses there by a huge amount. Shoulda plus will actually pull back with time leap again. And Torture gonna try to rotate to mid lane. A lot of mid lane action gonna happen. Magma just spots up level 2 MOA. This is gonna be easy food here. Magma's gonna try and land a little bit of auto attack. Here comes the Dr. Repulsa. They're trying to pull forward a little bit of extra defense mechanic. They're gonna pull back as well. Bushak top lane level 6, providing extra harassment from the jungle toxin there. As well as the splinter shot. Is it called a splinter shot? Yeah, it's still called splinter shot. Perfect. So Hellbound team now gonna try and put forth a little bit of a extra attention in the mid lane. Legion team gonna pull back. And Papa Master farming. Speaking about farming, let's check in on him there. 229 GPM, completely pathetic. Given the fact that he actually died once, we'd like to give him some condolences there whatsoever. But also gonna be really careful because there is no whatsoever support in the mid lane whatsoever. So there goes Kronos. And the jungle for Team Legion is completely not watered up. Like I've mentioned before. Oh, hold that top because here comes the gank. And there goes. Gonna try and avoid the stun, but that's Glicious behind. Ice Imprisonment gonna outweigh that of the Puppet Show. And there goes also the Eruption. That's gonna cook up the PM, and down goes the Puppet Monster. Very easy death there for him. So like I said in the early game, before even the game began, Hellbound team is definitely going to milk on the Legion jungle. They can't even put off sufficient wards here. And the ward of Rev is definitely going to be an easy D-ward on the second ward of Sight. Mute is, I don't know really what they're doing here. There should be 700 range. It should be enough to pick off the D-ward if they are able to spot it out. That's the question there. So that's it, early game, 6k advantage to the Masters. And wow, that damage, double damage. Yep, silent but Lily, just like what she said. There we go, top lane now. Kronos, a little bit of trouble. Level 4, only no Kronos field whatsoever. Kronos gonna try and save the timely for the clutch movement. Spots out Torture at the back foot there. And Bushra gonna try and provide more harassment. Splinter Shot takes a bit of a aim there. Here comes the TP in. Bushrak dropping too low. The stun from the MO from behind. Down goes Bushrak. Great comeback from SQ2. And also Glacier's gonna come in. Nice milking from Torture. Picks up 2 kills there. That's a double tap. Going for more. Level 5 Dr. Repulsa. Not much support from the rest of the team gonna come in here. There goes the stun. And also Glacier's gonna dance there. That is gonna mean an absolute steamroll. 3-for-1 exchange going favor for Tadamasa. That's also the first kill there for Team SQ2. They are getting steamrolled so hard. And it's a 1:12 mechanic. 8k goal lead. Babael here joining me today is myself. And a bit of a solo cast in case you're wondering why it's a little bit of the extra awkward silence. I'm actually also going to try and train on my solo cast as much as possible. Trying to provide you extra entertainment value. But here comes Bushrak. You know, just totally milking in on the Puppet Master here. And also going to try and pot away. Will it be in time? No, it will not. Yep, Novgod. Well, he is trying very hard, but when you are not able to defend your own jungle spot, you know for sure that the bottom lane needs a little bit extra help. Basically, a ward here is going to help up the bottom a lot, but the entire team is suffering. It's not just about the Puppet Master here. This is a bit of a massacre. Huge genocide coming in from the Hellbound team here. 9 minutes, 13:1. SQ2, they might actually be considering giving up. Oh, hold that thought. There goes a nice stun there on Parasite. Parasite gonna try and run away. Magma is gonna try and pull back. What if Rev gonna get planted in the trees there? Really questioning the viability of the ward. But at least he was spotted Magmas. They were thinking of catching a Magmas there. Don't really see how. Oh, and the Ward of Rev actually gonna expire. Not gonna take out a Ward of Sight here. But oh, there goes the second one. They do spot it out. So they are going to try and take it out right now. That's a 9k goal lead, still going in favor for Tada Masters. Your Legion team, as you can see in the GPM chart, looking really bad. And as I was saying, it's really like Tada Masters really know that they have the early game mechanic. They're going to try, with this rough, they're going to try and go in a little bit deeper into enemy lines here and try and poof off ganks, which so far have been really successful. Espionage mission at its very best. You know, sniping plays down. Also, huge credit to Gus playing as a Prisoner 945. Absolute good hook mechanic. Before Dr. Repulsa, he's level 6. So now he's got a commanding 3-level advantage over the fellow mid laner there. And that also means that Team Hellbound effectively You know, they are just so far ahead. So now Legion team is in a bit of a questionable spot because they don't know if they should defend this entire area called the mid lane. It's like they don't have a choice. They want to try and defend this area, but they have been getting flanked from the side of the jungle as much as possible, and sometimes stuff like that, you know, you just want to try and prevent stuff like that from happening. Here comes the Parasite, Wall Hunter. Yep, they have a good ward of sight here for Team Masters. They're gonna try and pull back. Magma's still farming bottom lane. Magma's actually, you know, I hit the Iron Buckler pick up because that means that he's going for Helm of the Black Legion. And when stuff like that happens, effectively, you just know for sure that it's not exceptional. He has got a good lead. He should go for stuff like a portal key instead of going for more survivability, probably because he wants to be the initiator in the entire Hellbound team. But that's a mid lane. There goes the gang now. It seems like it's going to be a bit of a reverse here. 9-4-5, very tanky. Parasite coming from behind. Nice start from the MOA. And Dr. Repulse are going to try and milk in the extra advantage. Glaciers dancing in the background there. Magma's going to try and stun as well. Bullshot going to come in and try to pick up the kill. Dr. Repulse completely out of mana there. Jungle Toxin might be able to pick up the kill there. Magma's completely out of range. Going to try and pull back. Here comes the PM stuck behind the trees here. Left alone by his teammate. You don't want to be here. Novgorod just got ditched here, and that's really sad. But 15-2 gonna be the score so far, and it's a 2-for-1 exchange in that whole engagement. Pretty good that Legion team tried to gank on Prisoner 945. I think that is imperative, but this only further consolidates the lead for Team Masters. Look at that, 12 minute, 15-2. It's really crazy. 11k goal lead as well. Completely unexpected whatsoever. 12 minutes in only and 12k goal lead. It's spiraling out of control. Every 1 minute seems like it is just 1k extra goal lead for Team Hellbound here. Legion team completely running out of juice. They are like level 7 Chronos. Yeah, what can you do here? And Puppet Master with the steam boots up, but will not be able to accomplish much as well. Not much of a damage there. Meanwhile, Bushrai, look at that. Yep, that's what I want to have at least. 1.3k gold in the bank, looking really strong with the sustainer up. Also with the Ghost Smashes as well. It's also gonna take the top lane for free. Chronos, actually Chronos is one of the best here to deny in a position like that, but he's just really traumatized right now. Here comes the Torturer. Finally a ward of sight here by Novgorod. Good stuff. He's like, this is supposed to be planted by support, but he got so pissed off that his bottom lane got completely run over that he actually placed the ward himself. That is a hallmark of failure. Why I say that is because normally you want to have your support water for you, but when the support doesn't even have the money to do that because of a series of bad placement of wards, you know, they really, and your carry actually have to buy the ward yourself. That's really just bad news. So 4-man bottom lane action from the Masters. They're just trying to push whatever lanes possible right now. They know they have got the lead, undisputed. In fact, everyone on Team Hellbound is kind of higher level than Team Legion here. Level 8 versus level 8 as well. So yeah, Hellbound team, even Toshra and Glacius is out leveling the carry. Mid lane pressure coming in here. Magma's gonna cook up a Russian from behind and gets the puzzle. He goes in but misses everyone by a mile. Doesn't catch the stun in time. Great ward there by Team Legion at least. Dr. Repulse gonna try and go in. The puppet already being used there on Magma's. Magma's getting shadowed by the Parasite now, effectively looking to go down. A little bit of a reverse stun gonna happen here. Torture following up, good stun as well. Now Parasite gonna try and hunt Magma's. Magma's gonna part away, just clutch and in time. Parasite goes into Gotar, but the Gotar is not gonna be enough here against the Torture. Torture definitely should be able to pick up this kill. Increase movement speed, but here comes the rest of the teammate. They do pick up Mute in the background as well, and Parasite now gonna try and run. Oh, that's a really sneaky pot away, and Torturer a little bit early with the chain reaction. Slow reaction on a chain reaction, that's what I'll call it there. Chronos now gonna be himself by here on the offside by himself, sorry, what's him side? And Prisoner gonna land a hook. Yep, there we go. That's what I like. And the shackle gonna be used. That means no timely, but there goes the Cronus field. And that's gonna be number. Look at that. Nice agonizing bomb from the Torture. That picks up the kill. Great reaction just off the outskirts of the Cronus field. Nicely placed positioning coming in from Hooky Hook there. He knows what he's doing. He knows he can pick up the kill. And many players don't know this, but agonizing bomb can effectively pick up players and kills very easily. Most rookie players would go into Cronus field. Oh, you know what? It's a misclick. And let's out of the kill there. But that's it. Mid lane gang gonna happen again. Dr. Repulsor flick. Oh my god. This is just horrendous to watch. It's completely steamrolling SQ2 here. If this is the standard SQ2 is going to bring in the second game, they need to be really careful for a wide amount of reasons here. Tether Masters, 15k goalie, level 12 on Iron Nun with even the Nalson up already. Here comes an attempt by Shenlongs on the Wall Hunter, trying to pull off the kill there on the Magmas. Or maybe just a little bit of harassment. They are so bad at defense. Look at that. This is like Brazil all over again. Zero defense whatsoever. Completely disoriented, not much of a defense in terms of the jungle, and there goes PM, Puppet Master still trying to farm so far out at the bottom lane. Novgod, he needs to stock the guard right now. He's completely out of problem here. He is in a lot of trouble. Novgod goes down. Well, I'm completely lost for words here. This is like 20 for 2. 20 kills in under 16 minutes. For 2 kills on Team Legion's side. Is out of his mind now, of course. Still farming so far out. There is not even a ward in this vicinity. So what is he thinking? I know as a carry you want to try and milk out as much of the lead as possible, but when your team is so obsessed with getting farms themselves, yeah, you know what? Take the stack, Ancient, you really need it. Novgod should be actually in the bottom lane there with a bit more support. They know they cannot take team fight, and if you want to farm so far out, you at least need wards. You need the Homecoming Stone, which he doesn't have, by the way. Not even in the inventory there. So that's it. Fake Magma is gonna be in the mid lane here. Oops, sorry for the D&D there. And oh, this doesn't even hurt. The illusion. 17 minutes, 16k goal lead. Tether Masters mastering up this game here. And SQ2, they are definitely going to need a little bit of a better performance in the second game if they want to try and at least tie up this series here. I'm calling it. SQ2 may not want to concede just yet, but this game is very close from being over. It is so close. So they want to get a little bit more extra Ancient. That's good. They need whatever money that they can get. At this point in time, I would say that probably they can try and snipe people off, because this is where the draft on paper, if they didn't get trashed so hard in the early game, they probably can mount a little bit of a comeback right now. In terms of, in theory, when you have level 9 Chronos, level 9 Puppet Master up against supposedly level 9 opponents instead of level 13. Yeah, you can actually try and mount a comeback. If there's good ganks between Dr. Repulsor coupled with the MOA as well as the Parasite, I would expect a bit of a good pick-off session here from Team Legion. But they are now fighting giants, and when you're fighting giants, you just generally concede. I mean, look at Dr. Repulsor, 0-6. It's a really bad score. Same goes for the carry, 0-6 as well. Novgod. Mute 0-3. Wow, the whole team is feeding. The jungler is also not doing a fantastic job. He doesn't have much of a gang. He did try, but generally because of the draft, he's not able to do much of anything. If that is the position, I actually really prefer if they picked up a dual support rather than a jungler, so that at least they will be able to win one lane out of all 3. Colonel's definitely lost the top lane there. Mid lane Dr. Repulsor got feast on alive because of the exceptional hook skills coming in from Gus playing as the Prisoner 945. Plus the fact that he's got a Glacius that's really irritating and providing a lot of harassment in mid lane. So if he had extra support there, maybe the support can box out Glacius, and probably with the range farm, Dr. Repulsor can try and survive the mid lane. It's definitely going to help a lot there. Bottom lane, Magmas was just doing a fantastic job pulling the lane there. The lane creeps away from the supposed lane positioning. And that's a lot of good news here for Team Hellborn. But leading team, oh, here comes Magmas, good pot in, but no one to catch at all. Well, now try and pull back. There goes the Chronos Field, catches only 2, unfortunately. And here comes Torture, gonna try and nicely sidestep there. Chronos Field and puts out a great chain reaction also. Now Magmas a little bit of a tight spot, but meanwhile Chronos get reeled in by the old ball and chain. Bushwhack gonna try and run away just in time here. And it seems like Hellborn team didn't lose a single member. Legion team lost 2 of the highest level members there. That's the Puppet Master, supposedly carry. What are you gonna carry this game? As well as Chronos there. And there goes the second rule. Good synergy Parasite gonna go down. That is just the teamwork of TurS Masters. 1 stun, 1 hook, and 1 kill. Tier 3 goes down. Bottom lane, this is a huge siren. If this is war, you can hear the siren just sounding in the background. There's Shenlong is going to call GG for the team here. And the Hellborn team is also going to call GG. So that means it's going to be pretty easy long range hook there. And there we go. Yep, well-deserved victory there for Team TurS Masters. Very good stuff. Oops, sorry, a little bit of a small session there. And that's it, man. 24k gold lead. Are you kidding me? 24k gold lead in under 25 minutes. That game was really just 20 minutes of hardcore beating. Really one-sided slapping. It's like you don't even have the chance. If you're watching MMA, that guy completely got tore apart limb for limb. And that's something that, you know, I'd say that TurS Masters really executed very well. They know they have the early game lead in terms of draft. Gus played fantastically well in the mid lane. Looked like they have great support as well. XIZ, perfect amount of pool there in the bottom lane, playing as the Magmas. And Bushwhack just doing the usual farm, being Iron Nun, you know, that's perfectly okay. It's like, Kronos doesn't even have the mechanic to stop this Iron Nun here by himself. His objective was to get levels, and that he didn't even have the ability to accomplish because of the torture laning there. So that's pretty good stuff from TurS Masters. That said, I'm actually going for a short break here. Gonna be back in just about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, they're gonna witness some form of a black screen and overlay changes, production stuff. Don't worry too much about that. And we will be back in just about 5 minutes for the next game between TurS Masters as well as SQ2. I really hope that SQ2 shows us a little bit of a slightly better game here in the next one. This is Babael, SoloCast signing off.